I want to talk about my favorite principal. Not my principal from elementary school, Dr. Radio or Miss McKay. Funny how I remember their names. But my favorite chiropractic principal. A few weeks ago, you probably got an email from me that said, how is chiropractic like Chick-fil-A? And we talked about the 33 principles of chiropractic. Well, about a half hour ago, a good patient, her name is Marilyn, she's been coming for a while, she said, I really liked your video on the principles of chiropractic, but can you explain more about the one where it says how natural law, natural things are bad for us? And that's a great question. The 26th principle says this: innate forces being that thing that is invisible, intangible, yet undeniably present in me, versus if I had a twin and he keeled over like that and he was no longer, the body was there but the person, the being, the physical living being wasn't. The thing that controls your being, that invisible force, is the innate force, the innate intelligence in the body. So this principle says, the 26th principle says that innate forces are constructive. They're moving you in the correct direction. Whereas universal forces, such as gravity, such as maybe a centripetal force, centrifugal force, maybe entropy, stuff is basically always coming undone. If you didn't clean out your garage, likely it's not going to turn into the parts in your garage are not going to turn into a Lamborghini after 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 years. Stuff's going to come undone. It's going to get worse and worse. That's why you got to keep it cleaned. And so destructive forces are universal forces. Innate forces are constructive forces. So we have this constant flux of stuff that is building us up, that is good, and stuff that's trying to break us down, which is bad. It's kind of like Star Wars. You got the Force and you got the dark side. So in chiropractic, what is it that might bring you this way? What don't we want in life? I'll ask a group of people this, and inevitably, gee, if I could just decrease my blank, they would fill in the gaps here. They would fill in maybe stress, maybe debt, maybe sickness. And I say, great. What's the opposite of these? And sometimes people will say, no stress. And I said, nope. I said, what's the opposite of stress? And they think a little bit more. Oh, tranquility, peace, calmness, these things. And what's the opposite of debt? Not no debt. That would go right here at 0 in the middle. The opposite of debt is wealth or abundance, right? So we'll put that all the way down here at positive 10. That is what we do want. Now, in our health, of course, we don't want sickness. The opposite of sickness is not no sickness. That's just nothing. And by the way, that's the way our health insurance was designed, to take care of a person or deal with a person between no symptoms and symptoms. Medicine cannot, drugs and surgery, pharmaceutical chemicals, it can help your performance, athletics and things like this. Usually those things are illegal though. But you cannot take a person who is at positive 1, put a foreign chemical into their body, or take something out of their body and somehow make it work better. You can replace a knee, you can replace teeth. That's not necessarily creating health. That's just slowing down the inevitable, that there's this entropy, there's universal forces that are continually breaking a person down. But the great thing about chiropractic, principle 26, innate forces are constructive, universal forces are destructive, is that no matter where you're at on this whole line, if you have spinal imbalance, if you're subluxated and you get adjusted, guess what? you're going in the right direction. If you're at 0, you're going in the right direction. If you're at +8, you're moving in the right direction. If you're at -3 and you're very sick and you get your spine adjusted, I don't know how far you're going over here, but you're going in the right direction because that thing that controls your very being is working better. It's better able to express itself. So that's my goal when a person comes back here to room 1, room 2. They're either holding their adjustments, or by the time they leave this room, they exit through this door, we know that they're moving in the right direction. Several of those tune-ups, several of those adjustments over time, person can look back and say, wow, that was a good investment of my health. That was a good investment of my money, my time, my resources. This is outside of the box thinking. I know it's not mainstream. It's not on the commercials, but it's a really smart thing because it's being resourceful. It's using what's already in your own body. Thanks for watching and being resourceful, increasing your own wisdom. You got to know a lot. You got to know at least a little bit about a lot of different things so you can make wise decisions for yourself. Getting adjusted is always a wise decision.